Hello and welcome back. Amber here, and I'm joined once again by my wonderful friend Tracy. And today we finally have a release date for Wheel of Time Season 2, September 1st, brought to you by Entertainment Weekly. But they have also given us a slew of images from Season 2, which we are going to be digging into today. So if you're ready,
Woo-hoo!
I'm going to just jump into it.
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's start off with this one because I feel like this is clearly in the White Tower. I'm going to go out on a limb here. We had that behind the scenes cut little video of Matt and Leandrin at one point. So I have to assume he's still there hanging out.
Well, he does head back to Tar Valon, right? Like, instead of going through the ways, he walks back towards Tar Valon. There's that little snippet of a scene with him walking into the city.
And I mean, he's crying in this photo. So is it over the loss of leaving his friends? Is it being separated from everyone? Is it something else? Is he thinking about home, thinking about his sisters?
Okay, so I'm thinking about Matt's timeline. At some point, according to the books, he is in the tower to be fully healed from the
Dagger.
The blade from Shadar Lagoth. So I have to wonder if this is maybe post a more full removal than what Moiraine did. Like, why is he in the White Tower? I can't imagine that he voluntarily just walked up to the doors of the White Tower and was like, "Hey guys, it's me, Matt." And
right.
I was hanging out with Moiraine, and I just can't imagine that there is a happy story that has led him here to where he's crying and upset about something. And I think you saying, is it because he's away from his friends and his family and everything, it could be all of that. We could be getting a glimpse of how complex of a character Matt can be, that he's more than just this kind of glib, mischievous kind of guy. He's deeper than that. He's crying. He's crying.
The background, I mean, this almost looks like a chair behind him or chairs behind him. So he's just sitting on the ground up against a chair, but it doesn't look like he is in somewhere cheap. You know what I mean? This looks like a nice area. So if he is outside of the White Tower, maybe an inn or something like that, this also could be, much later on, he's separated, maybe he escapes and he's out looking for Rand, trying to reconnect and can't find them. So maybe Cairhien, something like that.
He's still wearing the same clothing as he's been wearing since the beginning. So
yeah.
I kind of is this early in our season? Is Matt gonna get a wardrobe overhaul at some point? I know there's
poor Matt. He has to wear the same thing all 8 seasons. No, we know that's not the case. That can't be the case.
God, please don't let that be the case. Matt's outfits are gonna be so good. They're gonna be so good.
There's even a little tear on his shirt. Poor guy.
Right? Poor guy.
What I don't have too much more about this one. Should we move on?
Good. This outfit.
It's so good. And not only is it so good, but I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I like this better than everything in season 1 so far. Even the pants. Pants.
Yeah.
There's so much texture here, and the layering, the belt. It's almost like a robe. The cuffs, the wide sleeve.
I love that the points are to the inside of her wrists instead of being over the top, and how it diagonally cuts down. Just the way that it makes it look is so, I don't know, it's so striking. I really like it.
Something about it is giving me Borderlander. My theory here is that she's in Cairhien. We
Mm-hmm.
have a soup line in the background,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
the buildings look, in my mind's eye, like four-gate
Very
style.
much. Yes.
It's kind
Yeah.
of hobbled together.
Mm-hmm.
And if we are in Cairhien, this would make sense. Like there is a
Absolutely.
wealth disparity. There is a problem with hunger going on. The
Yeah.
grain riots are coming. Like this is a thing that's happening. So this
Mm-hmm.
would make sense.
When I was reading over that Entertainment Weekly article, it made it sound very definite that Moiraine is in Cairhien.
Yeah.
So I feel as though it would be a pretty safe bet to say that's where she is.
Yeah. The sleeves. I
Well, okay, I have to ask this question because you were just over her face. I feel like her face is saying a whole lot right now. And I want to know what's going on. Like,
it's
what is she
like
thinking? What is the scene? Is she upset? Is she like steeling herself for some sort of confrontation? Like, I don't
this
know.
is like Terminator look. Like she is on a
Yes.
mission.
Yes. Yes. Don't get in her way.
Yeah.
I do. Okay. So, just real quick, what do
Yeah.
you think that looks like? Because this blue part on the top looks like a coat, like an over kind of, I'm wearing this outside kind of
Hmm.
thing. What do you think it looks like without?
I I wouldn't be surprised if those are pants underneath there,
Yeah.
like her secret Victorian riding pants, travel
Yeah,
pants,
yeah, yeah,
skirt
yeah.
pants.
Skirt
But
pants. Yes.
if it's not, I'm just imagining like a tucked, like really classy tucked shirt. She's got the poofy
Mm,
sleeves on her
mhm,
shirt.
mhm. Yep.
Maybe that belt can be reused so the top
Mhm,
comes off, reuse the belt, and there you go.
mhm.
But
Yeah, because I love those puffed sleeves, and, like, the idea of that kind of matched up with a more full skirt, like, I almost feel Edwardian vibes in a way.
I'm seeing a lot of like Eastern influence here, which
Very much, yeah.
there is some in the Cairhienin styling,
Mhm.
the wardrobe.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be like, oh, Borderlander for sure. But when you look at
Mhm.
the outfit, it is a little bit more in lines with what we have
Yeah.
seen Lan wearing or
Mhm.
what we have seen Lady Amalisa
Mhm.
wearing. So our Foldarans. But I can't make any serious claim right now because it could just be her going full Cairhien.
Mhm.
If this is Cairhien, then she would be wearing something probably to signify like I'm home, like I'm here.
Do you
And
think that she would? Do you think that she would want to make that announcement? Or do
well,
you think she would want to kind of be under the radar?
she's wearing her serpent ring and everybody knows who she is. I mean, I don't I don't think that there's any way she can go into Cairhien and
Mhm.
come out unscathed with someone not knowing who she is. So does it make more sense to go in incognito, or does it make more sense to go in and be like, I'm the Lady Moiraine Damodred of House Damodred, and
Mhm.
now I'm going to work my contacts from within, my familial line versus eyes and ears type stuff. I don't
Mm.
know. I don't
Mm.
know. I could see her
Yeah,
doing both. I could see her doing both.
she does have quite the altered timeline compared to.
So different.
Yeah, yeah, it's like bam, end of season 1 and we're looking at a very, very different struggle for Moraine, a different timeline for her, a different location for her. Like her as a Damodred automatically highest levels of Dustamar are going to be played the minute
Right.
her name, her presence is known. Like I think it has an opportunity to be really intriguing and have some great conversations. And I don't know, I feel like this is one of those places where it's like the meat and potatoes of the Wheel of Time has a possibility of being shown. I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. I feel like this is her definitely looking for Rand. But the one thing that's
Mm.
sticking out to me is Lan is not in this photo. Have
Mm-mm.
they split up? I don't know. I can't see Lan splitting up from her,
Mm-mm.
but it's a
No.
choice to give us this photo. And also, like,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
New Spring, I'm going to say it, as we see in New Spring, we do know that Moiraine is very caring and
Mm-hmm.
really does have a big heart for people that are troubled. And so, like,
Mm-hmm.
she's walking through right here, and like, we see everyone behind her that they're in line for food. They're probably
Mm-hmm.
starving.
Mm-hmm.
Is this affecting her? Probably. I mean, this is
Probably.
where she grew up. So
Mm-hmm.
she's not, I mean, she's tough, but she's not callous. And seeing the
Yeah.
state of things should probably leave a mark on her.
Yeah. And unlike most nobles, she seems to have an affection and affinity towards people who are not of her station. So, like, she doesn't see disposable people or farmers who have gathered that should just go back to their farms where they don't feel safe. Like, to her, this is a state of crisis for her country, her
Yeah,
nation.
absolutely. All right, let's move to the next. I'm so happy about this photo. Oh my God. I
Does this
just,
have to be Mistress Laris's kitchen?
it has to be. And
It
I
has to
mean,
be.
like,
She looks thrilled to be there. Thrilled.
yeah.
Thrilled.
I just yesterday put out a video on 5 locations that I really am excited and wanting to see for season 2. And this made the cut, and it looks exactly as I thought and hoped it would. I
Mm,
mean, I'm going to bypass Egwene here for the moment and just kind of like want to get in
look at
close
all the
here and look at everything that's going
all
on,
the
like
details.
the bushel of radishes, some garlic,
Mhm.
the little thing to make the fire
The
burn.
bellows, little bellows.
It's just,
Probably herbs up there in that little pot on the windowsill.
yeah, it's just so nice to look at. Like, I love a set like this
Mhm.
because this does look really lived in. Now,
Yes.
the main reason I am excited to actually see the kitchens is because the image that we've gotten of Tar Valon of the White Tower, it's
Mhm.
massive. Like, it is a
Mhm.
massive structure. And
Mhm.
so far, we've seen like the tiniest sliver of what the inside
Mhm.
of this massive institution could look like. So
Mhm.
I really want to see the kitchens. I want to see more of the Aja quarters. I want to see
Mhm.
all of these locations that would be really perfect for Easter
Mhm.
eggs, because for book readers, like, that's the fun stuff. And I think that if we get more scenes like this, these are the ones you can blow up and go in and be like, okay, like, look, what do we have back here? What's this?
Mhm.
And on top of that, I want it to show just how many women are in this tower. Like, how does this institution run? Like, how do we
Yes.
feed all of these
Yes.
people? Is
Yep.
it going to
Mhm.
match that from what we see in the scene, or
Mhm.
is it going to be scaled down? So I'm interested to see which approach they will take. And
Yeah.
Egwene definitely looks pissed.
Yeah. She does not look happy.
Yeah, and I think too, this is going to be a point of contention if we are getting that
Mm.
slight animosity between her and Nynaeve, because Nynaeve is on the rise. Like,
Mhm.
she's going to be going into the arches and testing.
Mhm.
So we've got Egwene here in the
Mm.
kitchens being, is she going to be feeling left behind?
Is she
Is this
pouting? She's not
maybe?
pouting, right?
I
Is she?
mean, it kind of
Is she
looks like it.
pouting a little?
But this could be a really great introduction for Elaine, because if
Mhm.
Egwene is alone, she might be needing to grasp on to someone if Nynaeve is kind of off to the side doing other things. So
Mm.
this
Mhm.
has a really great potential. I mean, maybe she's having a conversation with Elaine right now. Like, maybe Elaine is
Mm.
on the other side helping dry the glasses or something.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay.
don't know.
Hmm.
Anything else on this
Interesting.
one?
No, I mean, really, I'm just with you on loving how real it feels. Like, it feels like a really real
One of the
little set, and I
One
just
of the
love it.
things I've noticed that I love with a lot of the sets is their lighting, how they have the lighting kind of like
Mm,
shining in through smaller windows.
yeah.
It's really nice. It's really cool. I mean, just think how the steam
Mhm.
would catch that. It would look great.
Yes, yeah.
Also, do we dare? Is this
I
Laris?
don't I don't know. I was afraid to say something, but I mean, maybe? Maybe? Could
I
it
would
be?
love that.
Maybe?
She
Um,
she
I
looks a little
do like
small. So
that's
maybe
why
not.
I'm like, I don't know. I do like this novice outfit though. It's simple, it's plain, little itty bitty types of puff sleeves, like
Hmm.
everyone comes in and wears the same thing, whether they're from a village or from the palace in Camelin.
Stripping away the identity. Mandarb.
That's what I was really excited about. No. I'm just kidding. But
I mean,
yes, what an
Lan's cool and
amazing
all,
image.
but this is the real star of the show, really,
What
Mandarb.
what an
That is a
amazing picture.
majestic horse, by the way.
Mhm. Totally.
The
I mean, that
satchel,
entire image, so good. This is a
yeah.
good still shot. There's a lot going on here that I thoroughly approve of.
Yeah, I'm gonna like get in here close because
You like his boots? You like his
I
boots a lot?
mean, they're they're nice,
They
I
are
guess.
cool boots. I love this detail on the harness. Mm,
They are
mhm,
decked out. I mean, his
mhm,
saddle even,
mhm,
it's got like some intricate details on it. I don't know,
mhm.
like just his face though. I mean, danger.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this is. A forest, obviously, but where to? I don't know what's happening that has
Mhm,
Lan in the state of,
mhm.
huh? I mean, what is he looking at? A Trolloc?
I
Um,
mean,
More white cloaks?
it definitely there's definitely like a "this is not what I expected" kind of vibe to it, but he does not look panicked?
He looks a little
I mean,
befuddled, like confused, you know?
yeah.
Not so much scared, but
Mhm, mhm.
like, what?
Yeah, yeah. WTF vibes.
All
Yeah.
right. Should we
Is that plaid? Is his this the fabric on his, like, sleeve, is that plaid?
don't I don't know,
I
like a
don't think it
flannel?
is. Oh,
No.
just the lighting?
Maybe no, it is. I think it is.
Mm, okay.
It might be a plaid.
Huh, okay. His outfit looks like it's got a lot of wool,
Yeah, it does.
which, I mean, I approve of. I think wool is a really underrated, fabric. You don't use it often enough.
Okay.
Just saying, just saying. Mm, mm.
This has to be the testing, right?
Of
Like
course, yes,
that's the
yes,
arch.
yes, has to be. What else could it be?
Ah, she's amazing. I have no critiques, tens.
Mm-mm.
That's all. I mean, I don't have anything else to say about this.
Everything about her face,
She's
like,
seen some stuff.
I think this is the same set location that Rafe was recording from when he was talking about, like, what that set all entailed, and we were like, our guess was the arches for testing. I think we're
Yeah.
there. I think we're gonna get Egwene, or I'm sorry, I think we're gonna get Nynaeve's testing.
Yeah, I do too. I do too. Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna change what happens inside the arches for the show, or do you think that they will keep them the same?
I think they're going to change things.
Yeah.
I they can't bring in Agenor because obviously he hasn't been introduced yet to the show, so it would be weird to like throw a new Forsaken at people and not he would just be like, "Oh, why is that creepy man chasing after her?" Like you can't
Okay.
really explain that, you know what I mean? Like the narrator can't be like, "And then," you know.
Do you think that they would maybe use Ishamael instead if they decided to like make
That
it as similar as possible?
that could be. Yeah, I could see that because you got to get more of him in before he's gone. I don't know if I should even say that, but yeah, like
Mm-hmm.
there is potential for a Forsaken to be in one of these, but I think for
Mm-hmm.
Nynaeve, like her fears come down to more of the people that she cares about.
Mm-hmm.
So I would be prepared to definitely have the land one, or at least
Mm-hmm.
some version of the land one.
Mm-hmm.
I do love the wisdom one where
Mm-hmm.
she's
Mm-hmm.
fearful of the new wisdom, who is
Mm-hmm.
actually, isn't it Days? Conger?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. And then
Or no, wait, it was someone different. It was somebody from that
Charon
came down from
Ferry
like
or
yeah,
somewhere.
like
Yeah.
Watch Hill. Someone it was someone from outside the village. Days Conger is like who never mind. But yeah, I think it's someone from a different village. Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, like Nynaeve being afraid of someone and like adding to that like the concern level for the people of her village that she's left behind that she already feels really guilty about anyway, like that's a powerful experience. And I'm like, will they show it in the same way? Like I feel like that's one that they should keep and they
The
should try to
wisdom.
show that one again. Yeah, yeah. I feel like for people who may not be aware of that internal dilemma that Nynaeve is experiencing, I think it would be good to like have that added to it. But then I think if they did like two different ones,
Hmm.
I would be okay with that. I would be okay with that.
I could see something about Egwene coming into play, like Egwene being
Mm.
in trouble and her not being able to save her
Ooh, interesting.
and
Oh
playing
my.
up that bond, maybe
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a really good idea considering the things that Nynaeve is gonna go through to like
get
save
her
Nynaeve,
back.
save a queen. Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Almost like a
Mm.
foreshadowing moment.
Yeah, that's
Mm.
a really good point.
Okay, to the next.
Is he still bald?
I think
Is
so.
that why he's got the hood? He's just ashamed that his hair hasn't grown back yet. Just kidding, just kidding.
Well, okay. So, like, to me, this looks like the Faldara set. We've got a flag here, but it's can't quite. Whoops.
You know what? I think that that's actually gonna be Falma.
Or that's
I
what I
think
meant. I didn't mean
oh,
Faldara.
oh, okay. I was like, no, I think this might actually because I think that's a Seanchan flag in the background,
Yeah.
like blue with the eagle, the golden. Is
Those
that
look like
right?
those look like bodies that have been
Hacked
arms.
apart,
Yeah, like it looks like
drawn and
blood.
quartered.
Yeah, that looks like blood stains.
Well, the Seanchan are not exactly like the warm and fuzzy types, so maybe they are.
I
That's
mean,
that's rough.
they went there with the white cloaks chopping off the hands of the Aes
Truth.
Sedai,
And
so
burning her alive, which is pretty horrific. I mean, it is like a very historical way of killing someone, drawing and quartering them, beheading them, putting their heads on a pike, and like
posting the
leaving.
bodies up for like a
Yeah, for
warning.
display. Yeah, exactly. So it could be. I mean, it's a new force coming into town for the Seanchan, and you better deal with it.
So this might be kind of like
Mm.
cliche,
No. Oh, tell me, tell me.
but this looks like a scene where he's facing off the enemy and then you get him pulling the cloak back and it's the reveal. You know what I
You know,
mean?
we're it's gonna have to happen. This is going to happen at least once, I feel like, in this season. Cliche
Yeah,
or not.
but 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 oh oh. Okay, I'm gonna zoom in here on
Yeah,
the
please do.
detail. What is on the collar? Is it a design or is it just
It does look like I want to say that there's almost like a wing pattern to
it
it,
almost
but
looks like sun rays too, but the inside is definitely not a sun. So,
it's a pretty rough cloak. So he's kind of like, I mean,
well,
he's
that's what you
definitely
would,
in hiding, right?
yeah, yeah, like nice clothes underneath, but looking kind of,
Raggedy.
yeah, on the outside.
I mean, maybe don't carry your sword like that then. I feel like
Mm,
that kind
I,
of
if the
it's
heron mark
okay.
is out, then sure, like kind of cover
But
that
if it
up.
just
But
looks like a
yeah, if
okay.
it's just regular, I don't know if that's hidden, then I mean, I'm sure tons of people have their swords out.
Well, I was just also thinking like if they are in Falma, and if I remember correctly, the Seanchan don't try to take people's weapons away. Like pretty much once you've sworn the oath, they just kind of assume that you actually mean it. So people are
Yeah,
free to carry their weapons as they had before.
looks good. I'm really
It
curious about
does.
this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
What
is it a
is that?
human? Is it a Trolloc? Is it a Fade?
Ooh, a fade. Wow.
Because we already got the Fade with the
Mm-hmm. Nailed
Faldarans
to
and
the
the behind
door.
the scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more Trotlet, maybe more Shadow Spawn pinned to
I love that
things.
that's what makes you like clap your hands in glee.
I mean, gotta get
I'm with
your
you.
gotta get that in. So was there anything else
Yeah.
on this one?
Mm-mm. This one's cool.
It really
Parents
is.
definitely had a wardrobe change at this point.
This looks more like defensive. Like this is sturdy. There's leather work in
Mm-hmm.
there. Maybe this is post, like I'm gonna fight now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, to me, it looks like something that you would wear. There's a little bit more like padding there. It would
Mm-hmm.
be, it's obviously not for the weather because it's a vest. So like your arms are out or whatever. But this
Mm-hmm.
looks like something to be worn in like combat if you aren't like a real soldier and you can't afford real armor. You would get something like this to be like somewhat protective.
Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of padding.
Yeah, covers your important parts. But this is a real star. And I mean, they've clearly been fighting because she's bloody on her head.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm assuming it's
Mm.
why does this look like a meme? Like the guy that's like, ooh,
Right?
girl, yeah, ooh, girl. I mean, it is Avienda, so
Yeah, no, I kind of had the same thought too, where I was like he feels like he fits, but at the same time, I'm like,
it's a
it's
lot of
mildly
blood.
comical. It is, and she has her hand inside.
Probably
Is she like
grabbing
reaching?
some type of
Oh
weapon.
no, wait, no, her arm is reached behind her to throw her
Oh,
spear.
okay. You're right. You're
It
right.
looks it looks like it's bent to go inside. I was like, is she grabbing a dagger? Like, no, it's back like that. Optical illusion.
But
I bought it.
also, Avienda is not Gaul. So, no Gaul? Avienda
Mm,
stand-in?
maybe just off screen? Because weren't
Yeah.
they in the group together, like Gaul, Avienda, Bane, Chiad? Weren't they all like in that group that was traveling together towards the Stone of Tyr?
In yeah, in that
In the
book, yes.
yeah. But I mean, this is the like this is a Shanchan in the background, I feel like. Does that feel right to you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, it's
Okay.
I mean, it's so bug-like. it looks like carapace, like the sheen on like a black beetle, how when it catches the light, it's that
Yeah.
color. It's
Mhm.
so cool. I love the Seanchan costumes and everything. They all look amazing. They all look really
Mhm.
cool.
I
No
agree.
complaints. No
Mm-mm.
complaints.
No, I feel like the
Perrin,
Aiel look like the way I want them to. But this
yeah,
is another, like, change in directions for the story because the Aiel aren't in Falma. Like, they don't have that
right.
crossover there. Uh, this just popped into my no, I was gonna say, are the Aiel gonna take, like, the place of blowing the horn of Alir? Like, how are the Aiel there? Why are the Aiel there? Like, this seems
Yeah,
very far away from where they should be.
well, in the Great Hunt, we do have that interaction with, I think it's like Uriel, and it's like our first Aiel that we kind of meet in the series, where he's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, like yo, the prophecy, like I'm out to find the Cairhien or whatever." He doesn't actually say that. I'm paraphrasing, but
Right, right.
that happens and there's like this meet and they go their separate ways, but I could see them bringing in Avienda and her group as a stand-in while Perrin and the Foldarans are traveling. Maybe what could potentially happen is we've seen in those behind the scenes images or videos, I guess, where there's this like a skirmish and we see like Perrin and someone else getting like dragged away by one of the Seanchan and there's a fight and it's night. It could very well happen that Perrin gets separated,
Mhm,
which I think is obviously going to happen because in one of the later images, Loyal is on his own.
mhm.
But if they do get separated, he could run into the Aiel. The Aiel could be the ones to help him go back and get Loyal, Uno, whomever, and he gets in that way, relying on the Aiel to help save somebody.
Yeah, I can see that. It's just I feel like with the way that things kind of went for season 1, I feel like there are gonna be a lot of things that are gonna be, like, kind of surprises and like, "Oh, okay, that's the way you decided to do that. Okay." Like, I feel like there's the opportunity for that to happen where we have these things that are like, "Well, that's definitely way off from the books." And I'm curious to see, like, how they make all of that work in a way that doesn't make everyone who's, like, a hardcore adaptation fan, like
I just don't think they care, you know? Like, I don't think. I don't mean that in a derogatory
No,
way. Like,
I
I
love
think that
that.
they're trying to like reorganize these two books to make
Mhm.
things make sense and get
Mhm.
everyone in line for season or yeah, for season 3, book 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I don't think they're worried about like, oh, like Perrin shouldn't be traveling with Avienda.
They're
But
like,
I
"Let's
mean,
just do it. Let's just make it make sense."
yeah, yeah, like you've got to get all of these characters to a convergence point.
Mhm.
All right, should we move on to the next?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just awesome. First off, what is Ishamael doing there?
That's my first question. What?
He looks great, by the way.
I mean, definitely, but what why? Out in the open, just
I have no clue. I have no idea. No words even.
okay.
What is happening here?
I
Why
don't
is
know.
he here? And why is he wearing something so with such a heavy nod to Shan Chan? Is he taking oh. Is he gonna take the place of Padon Fane?
I don't know because okay, Loyal in the background is dressed differently. This definitely looks like a Seanchan getup. And
Okay.
this
I
is
have a
not
theory on that.
okay.
He's been kidnapped. Suroth likes her treasures. Like she
Yes.
likes her things. She's a
Her pets.
collector of
Yep.
sorts.
Mhm.
So having an Ogier. pretty cool. I could
Mhm.
imagine like she would just take him.
Well, and he looks like the color of his robe looks like it matches the color of the robe of the man who's standing behind Suroth as well.
Right, and this pattern is in everything. It's in his
Yeah.
vest and the belt, and that's on her sleeve. So it's a very
Yeah.
cohesive unit.
Mhm. Man, they really love the shoulder work.
They do. They
I
do.
I love it. I had no idea you could be so creative with things to put over
Suroth.
people's shoulders. Yeah, has to be.
It it's just cool. The it's almost like a snake skin or something
Yes.
like
Mhm.
a
Like
I
it's
mean,
scaled.
yeah, but it's rough. So like when a snake sheds its skin and it's been sitting out for a long time, like it's almost flaking off. And I mean,
Uh-huh.
snakes aren't the only creatures that do that, but I mean, there's a definite like bug influence in a lot of this
Mhm.
too. I mean, it looks like scales. It looks like
Mhm.
scales. And oh my
Mhm.
gosh, I just thought of this, but it
Tell me.
doesn't necessarily have to be like animals from our world because they have their own creatures there. So, like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't their big lizards or animals? I mean, you could, yeah, skins. I don't know how else to say that.
I
Do we have,
like it.
is this a Grom coat? Is this a Grom skin jacket?
I need a Grom skin jacket, please.
Yes, yes.
I love the colors.
It's really cool. All of these jewel tones.
Mhm.
The
These hairstyles,
the hairstyle is cool, but this whole I
like
don't know.
face cages.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool. I'm trying to get a look and like check out the background.
Can you go back over to her again? Okay. So she does have that like side of her head shaved, and
Hmm.
that so often is one of those things that like indicates rank among the Seanchan is like where your hair grows, doesn't grow, how long it is, how long it isn't. Like their hair says a lot about them. Those shoes.
Oh, I know. Like my eye just immediately went to that, and I was like, "Look at those! Look at those! Wow!"
Where's the heel on that shoe?
Probably right behind it, and you can't really see. I don't know.
I hope so. I don't know if I'd want to rely on just that platform to walk on all the time. That sounds
Poor
awful.
Loyal is shoeless. Oh,
Aww.
look
He's
at
like,
them.
don't look at my toes. I haven't had a pedicure in
Yeah.
ages. And I mean, really, like, if this is Ishamael and we know Ishamael is like super bad guy, do we then automatically assume that Suroth is also like they're just gonna throw it out there that she's also a dark friend through this? Like, how will these revelations happen? Is
I
this
don't,
post Egwene's capture? Sorry, I have a million questions.
so they have to get this gentleman here into Falma
Mhm.
because we can't just have him like show up in the sky, right? Like that would
Right,
be a little
right.
weird.
True.
So if you can somehow like get him, I would say he's duping Suroth, saying that he's someone he's not
Okay.
in the same way that Podon Fane was like, Randall Thor, like, I'll give you Randall Thor. Like he's
Mhm.
he's on a mission as well because he wants Rand for the side of the shadow. So like it would
Mhm.
make sense that if he shows up and he was like, "Oh, by the way, like I can get you this guy. I know who he is.
Mhm.
Whatever." Blah blah blah, like make something up in the same way that Podon Fane does in The Great Hunt. It would make sense. And I mean, Loyal doesn't know who he is, so that would track,
Mm.
Loyal can't
Mhm.
be like, "I know him. He's not who he says he is."
That's true.
But also, I mean, there's plenty of opportunity, like, he could be doing a disguise and only the viewers can see like who he is. Like maybe he's
Mm,
channeling right now, wearing a mask of mirrors or something. I don't know. Doing a Celine.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. Do you think that this means that there's possibly we're going to skip past having a High Lord Turok? We're not going to have
We're
the
gonna
sword
he's
fight?
cast.
Oh, he's
Oh, I don't
cast.
know if we'll have
Okay.
he's cast, but I don't know if we'll have the sword fight. I think so because that one scene we have like all the people like with their spears and then he's in the
Mhm.
background doing some moves.
Okay.
So
Okay. Okay.
okay, so like Loyal is here. So I have to ask, like he obviously has to get healed in Faldara.
Right, right.
I mean, or Ogier are just immune, but
So the
from the
dagger?
dagger, yeah. But is it possible since he got stabbed with the dagger that he's now like going to be like Matt and kind of like losing it?
Oh. Like kind of have like an
Like replace
infection
Matt,
from the dagger kind of thing?
or he's taking the role of Matt in the Great Hunt because he's like tracking.
Oh, okay. Like he can feel it because he's
Right,
been stabbed by it.
right. I mean, like he has to get
Oh,
healed somehow, but
right.
does he have lasting effects from it? And Padan Fane can track Rand. So, like, if Ishamael can't, does he show up in Falma and is like, this Padan Fane guy is like my manservant or whatever, and
Yeah,
we're looking
yeah.
for this Rand al'Thor character. But I don't
Hmm.
know. Or two, like maybe they're looking for a seal. Like maybe
Mm.
maybe there's something like that going on. Curious
It's
and
just
curiouser.
yeah, it's just so many characters together that don't belong together. Like as far as like the book goes. And so it's just like what's going on, what's happening, what led to this, how did they all cross over? There's just a lot to like I don't know, give a story to.
Yeah.
Love the costumes though. Love them. The
A
the one gal
plus.
over here has like fancy assistant vibes. Like it almost looks like she's
She's
wearing
like
a
a
really cool
Sean.
blazer.
You know who would look amazing in this? Bernadette.
Who?
Bernadette would look so cool in that. I hope
Yes.
I hope she's well. I hope she's well.
Yeah.
Roses
Hope she
Tarvalin sends
decides
their
to make
love. Oh
that
my
jacket.
gosh.
That'd be
But
cool.
it's just cool. Like everything about it is very cool. It's very different than what we saw in season 1 with the Seanchan, which I
Mhm.
like.
Mhm.
It's a little bit more elevated
Oh,
and
absolutely.
updated.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
I'm
Far
loving the
more fully
costumes.
realized. Yes, yeah,
I think the
way
costumes
more
in season
satisfying.
I think the costumes in
Mhm.
season 2 might be better than season 1. Not that I'm
Well, I
like
hope
counting,
so.
but
I hope so. Like that's what getting this a crack at season 2 should be all about. It's like making everything better.
well, I mean, less budget on building Jordan Studios and less
Yeah.
budget on, from COVID and rewrites and flying
Mhm.
people around. Spend it on the
Yeah.
wigs, spend it on the outfits.
Yes.
That's all I
Make it look
got.
good. Yeah, I'm down for that. 100 days. It's just 100 days apparently.
Let us know what you think about the costumes. I'm very curious what other people think. Do they like this
Mhm.
season's look so far better than last season's, or maybe
Mhm.
not? I want to
Mhm.
know about your theories. Why the heck is that man traveling with Loyal and Suroth? How are these plot lines going to get together and coincide? And how is this going to work with everyone? And if there's anything that we didn't answer, leave a message in the comments and we'll get to it. And thanks for watching, and we will see you next time. Like this video, please.